Good morning, students. This is Raj Gajendra Pillai, Kanna Kingdom. Today we are going to learn about general knowledge. The topic is in disguise. We will be learning the topic in disguise in two parts. So this is part 1, from where we are starting the topic of in disguise. Yes, take out your notebooks, pens, so that you can note down all the important things in the topic. Give you 5 seconds, please take out your notebooks. Now look at the table of contents of topic in disguise. This is general knowledge. Topic is in disguise. So what all we are going to learn? Meaning of disguise. What is camouflage? Pics of camouflaged species. Knowing about Arctic fox. Knowing about peacock flounder fish. Knowing about eastern screech. Knowing about tiger perinet chameleon. So these are which we are going to be covered. We will be learning about a tiger and perinet chameleon. These are two separate things, right? So now let's go into the definitions. Let's look into the definitions of meanings of disguise, camouflage, right? Give you 5 seconds, please write this. Now let's know about disguise. What is in disguise? When you talk about a disguise, what is in disguise? In disguise, the main chapter's name is in disguise. Disguise is what? In disguise means hiding the true appearance or the nature of someone or something. Disguise means whoever you are, whatever you are, right? You try to hide your true appearance. Now I am appearing in front of your cameras, right? In front of your videos I am appearing. If I put a mask, if I cover my hair with a wig, right? And I show only my eyes, even the eyes are with some goggles, means what I am doing? This is in disguise, right? I am just hiding the true appearance. Whatever I am not showing you. My true appearance in front of you is what I am. But if I try to put an wig, if I try to cover up myself in different dresses, if I cover up everything, and show only the goggles type of thing, and entire thing is covered, that means it is in disguise. The true appearance of any individual is changed or hidden, then it's called as in disguise. If I come to the birthday party, if I wear a mask, so I come in disguise. In the disguise, you cannot make out the true person behind the disguise, because you are trying to hide your identity, your true appearance, whom you are, who you are, and what are you up to, right? So disguise means hiding the true appearance. Please write this down. And now main topic which lies here in disguise is some animals change their color and appearance, while other blend with the surroundings to escape predators or to catch prey. This is called as camouflaging. Camouflaging. What is camouflaging? Camouflaging means animals what usually do. You know wild animals, how they survive in the natural wild. How they survive? They either, what do they do to survive? They either hide or they come in front and attack somebody. The strongest survive in the jungle. In the forest, what does it happen? The strongest survives for long. One or the other day, everybody has to go. Even in animals, the strongest, fittest survives. And God has given the natural ability of changing them, of changing the color, changing according to the environment. They change their appearance. The natural thing, the generator, the Almighty has given them such powers so that they cannot become a prey, right, easily for any of the animals. So what they do is, some animals change their color. For what? Their color and their appearance. Or some other blend with the surroundings to escape predators. Who are the predators? What does the predator means? An animal that lives by killing and eating other animals. Predator. What is a predator? An animal that lives by killing and eating other animals. Lion, tiger, fox, leopard, cheetah. What do they do? They kill any animal for eating, for their food. What they do? They usually go for killing rabbits, deer, so that they can survive. Their food is that. Predator is an animal, lives by killing, means it has to kill and eat so that it survives. They eat meat of other animals. They take they take into a small rabbit, they take into a small, what you call, pig, they take into small deers. When they move in the group, they try to take buffaloes, they try to take giraffe, and many other things like which is available in the forest. You can see they always attack. They are into kill. Why? They have to survive. If they have to survive, they have to have food, and their food is by killing, eating other animals. This is jungle rule. What is prey? An animal that is hunted and killed by another for food. What is, if a deer is attacked by a lion, attacked by a tiger, and that animal is hunted and killed? It holds, that lion holds their neck and kills it. By the time it holds it, the windpipe and everything is damaged and it dies. After that, what they do is they share with the entire family. The lion family, the tiger family survive, so they eat it. Right? So, the person who has attacked is a predator, and the animal which is being hunted and killed is called as a prey. Predator and prey. Predator is an animal that lives by killing and eating other animals. Prey is an animal that is hunted and killed by another animal for food. Please write this down. Right? Camouflaging. I'll make you understand about camouflage. Yes, camouflaging. Escape predators or catch their prey. This is called as camouflaging. In disguise. What is in disguise? In disguise means hiding the true appearance or nature of someone or something. Right? Please write this down so that we can go ahead to understand about camouflaging. Now let's know about camouflage. What is camouflage? I have written in different ways so that you can understand it proper, and I can explain it proper. What is camouflage? The camouflage is the use of any combination of material coloration or illumination for concealment, either by making animals or objects hard to see, crevices, or disguising them as something else. Mimesis. Right? So now, camouflage. What is camouflage? Is the use of combination of materials coloration or illumination for concealment. Conceal means hiding inside, concealed. See, you must have heard the word seal it. The letters are being sealed. Conceal means hide. Conceal. Conceal means hide. You can see in your houses there are no open wires. Everything is put inside the wall, inside a box, and then later it's labeled with the ball. The wires go through concealing. That's also called concealing. Concealing means something hiding behind. Right? Illumination and coloration. Crypsis and mimesis. What is camouflage? Camouflage is a combination of materials. So now we are talking about illumination, crypsis and mimesis. So now it's a material coloration or illumination for concealment. Illumination for concealment. Illumination is what? The lights from where it comes. For concealment of lights, either by making animals or objects hard to see whenever the light reflects, or the combination material of the colors. It's such where it makes other animals or objects hard to see. What is crypsis? Crypsis are where the animals hide themselves to avoid observation. This is a strategy of anti-predator. It is adaptation. It's called as crypsis is called as an adaptation, where it protects themselves from becoming a prey. This is anti-predator. The illumination, when the light comes, they hide from that, they conceal it. They match themselves and make the objects hard to see. Right? This is a strategy of some animals. This is an anti-predator adaptation to avoid other animals to have observation on them. Right? So they hide it. They hide it in such a way where if the light also comes, they match them. They match, and this is a strategy of anti-predator. Mimesis. What is mimesis? Mimesis is developing the similar appearance. We talk about similar appearance. If it is an wood, they change their color as the wooden color, the brownish color, so that nobody can identify. Crypsis is to avoid observation. Right? They form, if it is green tree leaves, they try to match it themselves so that they cannot be observed. Right? In mimesis, they develop similar appearance, the same to same appearance as where they are. Same appearance. It is almost 100% the same. Nobody can identify whether it's a tree or any animal standing. They match themselves such a way that even if the animal sees that goes unattended, they cannot have a check on it, because they never feel that there is something else. You see that this is a tree, this is a leaf, and here an animal is standing. It has matched itself, so you cannot find it. First of all, they don't observe it. Observation is the main thing. The animal observes, and from the scent, from the smell, they find out. But many of the animals have anti-predator adaptation. Many means they are countable. There are certain set of animals who can do camouflaging, right, and save themselves. So now we understand what is camouflaging. Camouflaging has anti-adaptation. It's an adaptation for anti-predator, and mimesis is developing similar appearance. Crypsis is what? To avoid observation, they have a strategy of anti-predator adaptation. Right? So write this down. And in the second way, I'm making you understand what is camouflage with examples. There is one more thing in camouflage I would make you understand. The military and other forces, when they go for fight, militaries, the clothes they wear, it's a combination material for if they go on rocks, if they go on border, there are sand, there are many things. They hide behind the tree, they dig a hole. In that hole, they make some bunkers and they stay inside. And just to go unnoticed, their clothes which they wear, the uniform which they wear, it's also a combination of materials and color to keep them unobserved. If they are watching something, they wear such a clothes and they walk in the forest or they walk through the channels. When they wear that uniform, nobody can identify what it is. If they stand near a tree or a plant or they sleep down, the color matches to the mud. If they stand near a tree, their uniform matches to the environment there. So the usage of the clothes which they wear, the uniform which they wear is what? It's also a type of camouflaging. The military people also use the materials to go unobserved, right? That clothes. So this is just for your information that the clothes which the military uses is also for some purpose. The uniform matches to the environment and they go unattended wherever they enter or they do a survey. So easily people cannot make out. They wear their uniform, they put the trees everywhere and they put some strips of black and white so that the skin cannot be identified. From there they keep and watch on the enemies and their activities across the border. So now let's look what is camouflage with example. There are many well-known examples of this type of camouflage. Polar bears, Arctic fox, snowshoe hare, concealing coloration. Camouflage is one of the reasons why many animals living in Arctic are white, while many animals living in forest are brown. Example, deer. ये snowshoe hare has a winter fur in winter, right? So there are many well-known examples of this type of camouflage. Polar bears, you've seen polar bears? Polar bear, Arctic fox, snowshoe hare. Concealing coloration. What is this concealing coloration? The colors. Coloration is color. Concealing means hiding. Hiding color camouflage is one of the reasons why animals living in Arctic are white, while many animals living in forest are, almost all of the animals are little brownish, so that when they are in woods, when they are in forest, the colors should match. And when they live in Arctic, the place, what is that Arctic? It comes in minus degrees where the ice is there always, the glaciers are there, and the entire thing you can see is just a bed of glaciers, white, totally white. So the polar bears, Arctic fox, snowshoe hare all have to adapt the chilling climate there, the glaciers. So they have a fur. Automatically a fur generates at that time. When they are in the glaciers, they have a special coat like fur on their body to survive in the coldest season. The coldest season, the winter coldest season, they can survive when they have a white color fur on them. Automatically the thing is generated due to that cold, and their color matches. It is always white, protecting them from becoming a prey or protect them from the predators. Either they become a prey or they are a predator. predator predator wants to kill, prey wants to hide. So the color matching, the color coloration, it's called in camouflage, where they go in search of food. So they go unidentified in the white glaciers because their color is the same one. Just a movement is seen, it moves fast, goes, eats their small meal here and there, and they come back to their burrows and stay. The rabbits and hare, they all do that thing. So now let's go ahead with pics and more examples. Right? Write this down. Now let's look at the Arctic fox. How does the Arctic fox camouflage? In the winter, its fur is white or creamy white, like the color of snow, glacier, that's what I said. As the summer begins, the Arctic fox sheds its white coat for a brown one, perfect for blending in during summer. They use the color of their fur to sneak up on their prey and hide it from predators. I have seen the examples, see the pic which I have shown. It's brown in color, it's white in color, it's the same one, where in glaciers it has a white fur, right? It has a white fur. In summer, what happens is, in summer the Arctic fox sheds its white coat. It has a white coat at the time, it shreds it. It shreds all the white coat for a brown one. In the environment where the glaciers are not there and the environment until the entire environment changes into a different color of brown, what does this fox do? The fox sheds its white coat for a brown one, perfect for blending during summer. In the summer, all the glaciers are gone and you can see the mud and you can see the entire environment as brown one. So to blend during the summer with the same color, it gets a brown fur on its body. They use the color of their fur to sneak up on their prey and hide from predators. What do? They sneak up on their prey whenever they find a prey, hare or something little, a small one which is moving on, it makes it prey. And what do? If it is brown in color, it can also become a prey for somebody. So it hides from the predators. That color matches the camouflage color, which is brown during summer. They try to hide themselves or sneak up to their prey to go for a hunt, kill them and have their meals, to have their food. Right? Please write this down about the Arctic fox. So now let's look on to the peacock flounder fish. The peacock flounder, Bothus mancus, also known as flowery flounder, is a species of fish. The peacock flounder is called as Bothus mancus, also known as flowery flounder, is a species of fish. Like all flounders, peacock flounders are master of camouflage. Right? Camouflaging. What is camouflaging? Changing according to the environment to avoid them to become a prey, and when they go for a kill, nobody can observe, they can easily get their food. Camouflaging is changing according to the environment, that is crypsis and mimesis. Right? Crypsis is to avoid observation strategy, anti-predator one, right? Krebs is anti-predator, tries to hide from the and sneak on the prey whenever they get a chance by avoiding their anti-observation strategy. What is mimesis? Developing into the same appearance, right? So now this is what is camouflage. They are masters of camouflage. Who is master of camouflage? The peacock flounder fish. The peacock flounder fish is masters of camouflage. They use cryptic coloration to avoid being detected by both prey and predators. Even their prey come close because they don't notice and they come close. So it makes it easy to grab them. And predators pass by and they don't notice and they just move on. So they are camouflaging as a different way. So they are masters of the camouflage. Peacock flounders change color to camouflage with the surroundings to reduce the chances of being noticed by their predators. So they don't get eaten and their prey, so they creep up and hunt their prey. They are able to change color in the matter of seconds to adapt the environmental change. It's a fraction of time. They are able to change in matter of seconds. In 1 or 2 seconds they change, they adapt according to the environmental change. If they find anything different, if they go to the base, the colors are different. If they go near the plants, if they go near the rocks, the color changes. Then they immediately adapt according to the environmental change. The peacock flounder. Let's go and have a look at their pics so that you can make it out how it can change the colors and how perfect it matches and how it's a master of camouflage. Please write this down. Look at the peacock flounder fish. This is peacock flounder. So now you can see it as it is on the ocean. Both is ocean, but it is on the certain plants of the sea, and the background is the environment is blue. It has changed its color to the blue just to match up the environment, right? This is called as camouflaging. In the right you can see it is moving through the rocks. There are in the base, there are in the seabed, there are the stones and the rocks down. According to the color, it is matched. It has matched itself to the colors of the rock. So this is what is master of camouflaging. When it goes to the place of blue, it has changed itself to the blue, and when it is on the rock side, when it is on the bed of the sea where there are rocks, it has changed its color according to the environment, the brownish one, according to the rock. Please write this down. Now look at the eastern screech. Eastern screech owl is a master of disguise. This is according to the Cornell Lab Birds Academy. See, it's grey, it's brown, its white coloring blends in beautifully with the bark of trees. What does an eastern screech owl looks like? Have you seen an owl? Yes. It is called as a master of disguise. According to whom? According to the Cornell Lab Bird Academy, it's brown, grey and white color blends beautifully with the bark of trees. Bark of trees means what? See the trees, it has a stem and the branches, and all the branches and everything is covered with what? It has all like our skin. It has bark on the tree. Whenever you cut a tree or something, the first layer is called as a bark. So the bark of the trees, where the owl hides in cavities. What are cavities? Cavities are the pockets which are made by the animals in the tree to stay inside. But in the cavity in the teeth means your teeth is not good. It has made a hole where it needs some attention. Cavity is what? If you find a wall and you dig it You make a small hole, that's called a cavity. A small hole made in a solid thing. A tree, the stem, if it is dug by the beak of some animals, scratched and make a hole and make a hollow hole inside, that's called as a cavity. The animals make their staying safe in the cavities of the tree. They make a small hole and they stay inside. It's a cavity. Yes, the owls hides in the cavities. It also has feathers sticking up from its head that breaks up its outline and makes it harder to see, explains the University of California, Santa Barbara. Right? Even when the owl perches on a branch, when it sits on a branch, it is still difficult to distinguish it from the broken snack. When hidden like this, they are hard for even experienced birders to spot. There are special people, there is a special teams worldwide. They study about the birds. They always carry their binoculars. They watch the activities of all the birds. In particular, all the species. They record the entire thing from morning till evening and till late night. They follow the birds. They try to find out about birds, their habitat, their color changing, whatever the small, minute things, and they record it. It has big academies trying to find out the environmental adaptation, environmental change about the birds, their size, their weight, and their activities during day, during summer, during winter. Everything is recorded according to the academy and the people working for the personal interest. They personally like, even if they are not connected to the academy, there are individual people who are very much interested in birds. They make small films on the birds. So there are many people. Eastern Screech is an owl where it blends itself to the color of the barks. They live in the cavities of the tree. It is very hard for them. It's very hard for us to identify. Even the experienced birders, those who go, it's very hard to identify them when they sit on the bark, when they perch on the bark. Their color is brown, grey, white. It blends beautifully and it matches to the environment in such a way where we cannot actually visualize them, where you cannot see them, because they have a great adaptation, camouflaging, where they match it in such a way you cannot find it out. So now let's go and see the pic. Write this down. Now look at the pic, left and right both. See how the camouflaging is, how it is hidden. This is brown color. It has matched itself like a tree bark. The cavity it has made, it's the cavity where it is sitting actually. It has made a cavity, it is fitted to its size. It has closed its eyes and matched herself with the tree bark. In the right, it's also a cavity where it has gone inside and it has matched it in such a way that nobody can actually trace it. There is an Eastern Screech owl inside the bark of the tree, inside the cavity of the tree, right? Look at the adaptation. This is camouflaging in disguise, right? Please write this down. The tiger stripes help conceal them in preferred habitats such as grasslands, forests, where shadows and branches create a stippling effect that matches the strips. Combined with many animals' lack of color perception, this effectively enables tigers to remain camouflaged while they stake their prey. In other words, if you say that tiger strips helps them to conceal themselves in the preferred habitats in the grasslands and the forest. When they move, there are big trees, the huge trees from where the sunlight comes down, and in that environment where it is bright and it has a shadow, because the trees pass there, the sunlight comes through the trees where half of the things shines and half of the things are actually covered by the shadows of the branches. So whenever these tigers make a movement, so their white strips, the grasslands and the forest, when they move, it color matches in such a way, it is such a combination. The lack of their color perception, they effectively enables tiger to remain camouflaged. When they walk inside, tigers cannot be observed until it leaves or it roars, or whenever it makes noise, it walks slowly without making noise. When they are in the move, it cannot be noticed easily, because all the animals have their own work to do. They actually graze, they go to drink water, they play among themselves, but there are certain set of animals watching the movements and they alert the entire herd where they have to move, right? So tiger stays camouflaged due to his white strips, which enables them to remain camouflaged while they stake their prey. They walk in, they sit, and they charge at the time when they are hungry. They charge it and they stake their prey. In order to survive, tiger needs to live in the areas where it is dense vegetation, where the place is dense vegetation, access to water, a large ungulate or hoofed prey. They exact habitats. The different subspecies of tiger lives in the valleys, although they are generally lives in forest. They all stay separate. It's in families where there is lion, tigers, leopards, cheetahs. They all are born to and need to live in the areas of dense vegetation, where there is access to water, where the water is close by. Why? To get the prey. Because where there are lots of vegetation, then only all the animals which they become their prey have the veg things. They eat grass, they eat other vegetations, because they don't go in the kill. But tigers need to hunt and eat, they need prey. So all these animals like deer, like buffaloes, like oxen, this all actually survives on vegetation. They have the vegetarian grass and other things, and they drink water. So when they are in large numbers, wherever they stay, the animals where they stay, they try to find out the water and a dense vegetation where they can survive for long, or else they keep on moving. So these tigers need to stay in such place where it has water and lots of dense vegetation, right? So let's go and have a look on the pic of the tiger, how it camouflages itself, right? See, the tiger has camouflaged. You can see it is moving where nobody can notice it, right? It's in such a movement where the strips are black and brown. And in the second pic you can see the tiger is moving. It is between the dry grassland. It's a dry hay. In the hay it is just moving and nobody can make out whether there is a tiger standing or there. It has camouflaged itself. It is in such an environment where nobody notices the color is matched in such a way nobody can actually make out there is a tiger standing in between the dry grasslands, the hay, right? So now this is what is camouflaging by the tiger, camouflaging, right? So now let's go and have a look on the next. Now look at perinet chameleons. What are perinet chameleons? Perinet chameleons are small and slender, reaching 15 to 20 centimeters, with elongated heads and their bodies. They have a smooth, uniformly green, brown, or yellow skin with white undersides. White undersides means the inner part. They have smooth, uniformly green, brown, yellow skin with white undersides. A thin strip runs from their tail bases along side of their bodies across their eyes and may include white spots. The male perinet chameleon is larger than female and has a bony head crest. What is a bony head crest? The bony head crest, you can see, I'll show the pic, you can make it out. The male has a larger one, larger than the female. It has a bony head crust. In the head crust, you can see the layers on the head. It's called a head crust, right? It is a tissue type of thing where it has, in the pic you can see the bony head crest. It stands like, right? When you see on the head, it's like, it's in formation of the head crest. Over the head, it's like a crown, it's like a blade, so that it can move fast. The perinet chameleon are small and slender, reaching 15 to 20 centimeters along with an elongated head. They are smooth, uniformly green, brown, yellow skin with white undersides. Their thin stripe runs from their tail bases along with the sides of the bodies across their eyes and may include white spots. The male perinet chameleons are larger than female and has a bony head crest. So their camouflaging is more dangerous. They are very small. They dwell on the trees itself. What they do is, whenever they see a prey, whatever they want to hunt, what they do is they sit, wherever they sit, they change their color. If it is in a leaf, it changes its color to the leaf. It matches in such a way. Its camouflaging is very dangerous. Chameleons are supposed to change their color 7 to 8 times instantly. As they go to the brown, they start change coloring. When they move their half body, when they move from green to brown, they start changing their color, the chameleons. Even the examples are given. Don't change your color according to the chameleon, because changing of the color and adaptation of the color is always started with the chameleon itself. So chameleons are very much expert in camouflaging. Now let's see the pic to understand it better. Please write this down by the time. So look at the perinet chameleon. Can you look at it? Yes. At the down, see how its tail is there and how it is matched. The strip running down from the body to the eyes. It is matched in such a way that nobody can identify whether there is a chameleon or that is a leaf. It goes unnoticed, right? You can see it has matched its color in such a way. Can you believe it? This is camouflage, right? Changing the color according to the adaptation of the environment and things around. Please write this down. Please write this down. Now you have understood about perinet chameleon. Now you understood about perinet chameleon. Now you understood about in disguise, what is camouflaging, how the camouflaging is been done, what are preys, what are predators. Now I would end this session here, and we will go for more camouflage species for more in the part 2. Now let's end it up here, and in the part 2 we will again start with more of in disguise camouflage species. So have a nice day ahead. Memorize this, write it down. Happy learning of part 1. Meet you shortly with part 2.